and welcome to Long's Toys. It's Throwback Thursday, so I have a Power Rangers Operation Overdrive review for you. This is the BattleFleet Megazord. I won this at an auction not too long ago, and it was kind of cool. It came with the box. Now, the box has seen better days, and obviously the Megazord is not inside. The pieces were just kind of loosely thrown in there. But it's nice to get the packaging, kind of take a look back at how the packaging used to look. Now, the BattleFleet Megazord has 3 modes. There are the 5 individual Zords. There's kind of this large Battleship mode, and then, of course, the Megazord mode. So just taking a quick look at kind of the sides of the box, it shows some of the other stuff that was available. Now, this is kind of the fire truck. On the show, there was a Megazord that it was a fire truck and 2 ambulances. And I think it was called the Rescue Megazord, but I'm not 100% about that. Unfortunately, we never got that in America because we got 2 versions of the Zord's 6 through 10 Megazord, which is weird. But they gave us this kind of weird action figure playset vehicle, which is not nearly as good, but apparently that's what we got. And then it's got some pictures of the morphers and stuff on this side. And on the back, again, just kind of shows the 3 modes and everything. So this is a massive box, and it's kind of hard to get it all in frame, but it's fun to take a look. We'll go ahead now and take a look at the individual Zords. So we're going to be starting first with Zord 14. Each of these Zords in Overdrive were numbered. Obviously, the first 5 were the Megazord. Then 6 through 10 were kind of a second Megazord that could also combine into do all 10 in one Megazord. And then I believe the fire engine and the 2 ambulances that I just discussed would have been 11, 12, and 13, which is why this starts with 14. But as you can see, it's kind of a little spaceship. It has these 2 kind of wings that can spin around 360. They're also detachable. Really easy to just pop on, pop right back on. Pop off and pop back on. As you can see here, this will kind of become the Megazord head. You can kind of already see it. Otherwise, it's decent. It's got wheels on the bottom here. Can roll pretty well. And I really like the colors. I think that the dark blue and the red look really good together. And the light gray is a nice accent color. So that's pretty much all there is to say about this one, but I like it a lot. 15 is easily the biggest Zord out of the 5, and it doesn't really resemble any kind of specific vehicle. It's just kind of a giant wheeled platform. As you can see, it's got 3 big wheels here. It rolls really well. And it's got all kinds of wheels down here on the bottom. It's got some big thrusters here on the back. It's just kind of a massive brick. Now this does have, there's a battery compartment right here. You just slide that forward and then it comes right out. And it takes 2 C batteries, which unfortunately I don't really have any C batteries because most things anymore don't take C batteries, but so I won't really be able to show that off, but you can see that the switch is right here. And basically what it would do is it would kind of turn the wheel here, which would then spin this. And it would also make, you'll see, I'll show you when we get to the other modes what would spin. But so because of the battery pack and because of the giant wheels, this Zord's kind of just a massive brick. But it's got a nice Overdrive logo here on the side. And it's big enough that something else could stand. I believe the Megazord is able to stand here, the normal Operation Overdrive Megazord. I think it's the Drive Max Megazord. I think that one's called the Drive Max. It has these little clips. I don't have that handy to show you, but I believe it can stand right there. But that's pretty much it for this giant brick of a Zord. So 16 is just kind of a little flyer. It's got these 2 cannons on top, which can rotate all the way around. Well, they can rotate as long as there's nothing in their way. And they are removable. So if you want to go ahead and take these off, you can. And they just pop right back on. But overall, I like it. I think the dark blue and the silver look good together. As you can see, it does break apart, which will be for the Megazord and the transformation, which I will show you. But overall, pretty straightforward little flyer Zord. Not a whole lot to him, but I think he looks pretty good. He can roll as well. He's got wheels on the bottom. So, pretty neat. 17 is kind of a weird little design. Now, unfortunately, he's supposed to have a second one of these cannons right here, and that's the only piece that was missing from the Megazord when I bought it. I didn't realize until after because everything was just loose in the box, but it's not bad. It's only missing the one little gun. But it's kind of a weird design. The reason it's shaped like this is because of how it's going to connect in the Megazord and Battleship modes. But it does have little wheels underneath here that you can flip out. And then it can roll. So that's pretty cool. Otherwise, this can move around as long as there's clearance. And there would be a second one here. But it rolls pretty well. It's an interesting little flyer. And last but not least, we have Zord 18. It's kind of a giant steamroller, as you can see. This rolls pretty well too, but there is, it feels like a little bit of resistance. And you can kind of hear it. And you'll see why that is. There are gears inside that have to do with the turning. But it still rolls pretty well. I like the little bit of pink. But otherwise, it's just kind of a giant brick steamroller. Again, it will bisect in half. And you can see these are the pieces inside that were making the noise because they roll against each other. And as you can see, they're kind of spring-loaded, so they pop out. And again, that has to do with the other modes. So I will show you that when we get there. There we go. Nope. There we go. But all in all, it's a pretty neat little steamroller. Alright, so now that we've taken a look at all 5 of the Zords, I'm going to go ahead and show you the Battleship mode. It's very simple. You're going to start by just taking the pink Ranger Zord and attach it to the black Ranger Zord right in the front here. So that's just going to snap on just like that. You're going to take the yellow Ranger Zord, and you're going to see there's these 2 little pegs right here, and there's 2 holes. Right here. It's kind of hard to see, but right there and there. So that's just going to drop right on. There we go. So that snaps right on there. Then you're going to come along to the blue Ranger Zord, and that's going to slide in here on the front and snap on. Then you're going to take the red Ranger Zord, bring this over here, and there's a little white peg right there. You're going to take this, flip it all the way forward, and then it's going to just snap on right there. So then here is the Battleship mode. Now as you move, you can see that the antenna on the Red Ranger's little Zord there will spin. It's not working super great on the cloth I have here, but you can kind of see it there. So I think it's a pretty cool little Battleship mode, and like I said, the normal Drive Max Megazord can stand right there. So I think that's pretty excellent. I really like this Battleship mode. It looks really large and impressive. Alright, so now we'll take a look at the Megazord mode. You're going to start with Zord number 15, and you're literally just going to stand it vertically like this. Next you will take 18 and pop it in half. And just go ahead and clap both arms on each side there, just like that. Next, you're going to take Zord 17 and just pop him onto the top. He becomes the chest plate. You're going to take Zord 16, pop him in half, and he is actually going to connect to each side of the arm. Just like so. And then for the last, Zord 14, you're going to click it around, but you don't want to click it all the way forward like you did with the Battleship mode. You want to click it just a little bit past that. And then you're going to drop it right on top. And that will become the head. This guy is massive, so I'm not going to be able to put them all in the shot at once. But here he is from the top. These become his fists, the steamroller pieces. And the gimmick is, if you go ahead and put them up, you will see that the little spring-loaded gear I showed you before will line up with this wheel on the inside. And then if you spin the wheel on the back, it makes the hands spin. Now, I believe that's what the battery gimmick does. So if you have batteries in it and you just turn it on, it will spin that middle wheel for you, and then it'll just make the arms spin. So it's a decent little gimmick, and it's kind of nice that if you just put the hands down like this, you can turn it off so that they can move completely independently. They have to be pushed up to lock into place, line up the gears, and then the gimmick works. So I think that's kind of a nice feature. If we come down, you will see that his legs are just a giant solid brick. There is no articulation, there is no ability to separate the legs at all. It is just a giant brick. So, a little bit unfortunate there, but I think it's kind of cool. I really like the wheels in here. They spin really nice, and as far as, you know, brick-like Sentai toys or Power Ranger toys we've got in the past, this one is not terrible. I mean, he's pretty brickish in the legs, but they still designed, like you can see that the legs have separate sections, like they're molded in, even though they can't separate, so that's kind of nice. I'm going to try to go up here and see if I can zoom in, take a look at the head sculpt. And it might be a little bit easier if I just attach the head so I can show it to you. And I'll try to get the glare off, but you can see he's got, hold on a second. Is that a little bit better? No, his eyes really seem to want to attract the glare of any light in the vicinity. But you can see through the window he's got 2 yellow eyes, and he's got a mouth molded in there. And what I was saying before is if you click this too much, then the face won't line up through there, which is what they do on purpose for the Battleship mode. And obviously when it's in its normal mode, you can't see the face either. So you just have to click it around 90 degrees, and then the face will shine through. And then it just attaches back on top of here. So I think that's pretty cool. I really like the look of the head on this one. It gives me a real kind of Voltron feel. The second vehicle Voltron that came out, the head really reminds me of that. But overall, I think it's a pretty cool Megazord. I mean, unfortunately, the feet are giant bricks, but other than that, I think it's pretty neat. I like the 5 individual Zords. I love the Battleship mode, and I really like the Megazord mode. It has a cool little gimmick that's fun, but doesn't really get in the way. You can still move the arms around, and you know, the gimmick doesn't hinder posability. It's just that if you want to use the gimmick, you just have the hands line up, and then you can go ahead and spin the wheel to spin the hands. So I think that's pretty neat. I like the way they incorporated the gimmick, but it didn't limit articulation. So overall, I think it's a pretty cool Megazord. I hope you've enjoyed this look back at the Operation Overdrive BattleFleet Megazord. Please like and share this video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And thanks for watching.